Hello everybody, Teacher here, and welcome back to more Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Last time, Nagito got killed. And we don't know who it is. We don't know what killed him. We could presume that it was there's a bunch of things that we don't know about. But we do have, we went to Nagito's, cottage, little house, and found his found the little folder they won from the found dead room, and shows a whole bunch of information, including the ultimate imposter who was playing as a Byakuya, and his identity is basically nowhere to be found, but that'll be revealed in literally the Danganronpa 3 anime. So yeah, we'll never find out who he is in this game, but in Danganronpa 3 you'll find out who he is. So yeah, now all we gotta do is go to the Monokuma Rock and we'll head into the trial. So you guys don't mind, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Guys, like what you see and want to see more. Alright, Monokuma. So this is the last trial. Looks like everyone's here. Huh? Is this it? Shouldn't there be more people?
Damn it.
Stop it. You're making me depressed.
Stupid fool!
You're making me depressed. So, it is going to happen again. The cruel conflict, where we must doubt our friends. But once we're through with this, we can go back, right?
That's right.
That Monokuma bastard said so, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial.
Damn it.
But we've been tricked every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily.
Of course not.
Why can't you believe it? The guys who's making us do all this is the one saying it. So, you know,
right?
that's why I'll definitely survive. If we can really go home after we deal with this class trial,
That's right.
I'll definitely find out who the killer is, no matter what. Even if I have to pull out all the stops.
You.
What the fuck? Why are you here? You haven't realized it yet? That feeling of wanting to leave this island. Thinking like this, that is Monokuma's trap, you know?
Huh?
What are you saying?
Got it?
There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse. Stop trying to jinx us!
I'll beat you up.
Damn right. Super Rabbit should just shut up. Everyone, you mustn't run from despair. Huh? I finally realized, after losing my powers, I realized that cursing or powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. The possibilities may be small, but as long as there's a possibility, you must face it. In order to become someone who can be proud of yourself. So I will fight.
Huh?
What's her deal? I do not know, but she seems different from before. Maybe she read a self-help book.
Wait.
But her eyes, she looks so determined.
You.
What can you tell but just by looking at those button eyes? Anyway, make sure you turn off Minimaru. It'd be annoying if you start talking during the trial.
Huh.
Aw, fine.
But still.
Somehow, I understand what Monami is saying, I think. Anyway, let's get going. It's the last class trial.
Yep.
You're right. We need to fight as much as we can. No matter what hopeless truth awaits us in the end. And here we go. This is the end. kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I entered Monokuma Rock. Down we go.
Yeah.
No, I could have sworn it shows the Monokuma Rock going down, right? Was that like in the beta version, but because of the port, it didn't really like show that too well, or maybe it was because of the frame rate bump, maybe. This elevator ride, this will be the last time for this too, right? Hope so.
Well,
Let's worry about things after we finish.
you are right.
More importantly, we must focus on the class trial before us. Down to just 6.
Damn it.
The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. There's no way that this is going to go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe one of us was able to do that. Nagito was problematic in many ways, but he was also a valuable asset during the trials. Yeah, you're right. In fact, during the Funhouse ordeal, we were completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the one who survived needed to stand and fight. We must fight. And then, the door slowly opened. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope? Or the light of despair? Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this video real quick, but got new merch. Save the 7 shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies are available right now at my shop. Links will be down in the description below. Get your hands on a shirt. Comes in multiple colors. And hopefully you guys can enjoy it. Feels really great. Feels really nice on the skin. And really hope you guys enjoy it. Now, back to the video.
Well now.
Well now that the chatterbox Nagito is gone, there's only 6 of you left.
Shut the hell up!
Enough. Just fucking start this already.
Hey!
This is it, right? This is really the last class trial, right?
Yep.
It sure is. So, you gotta show some enthusiasm and make sure you give it your all.
All right.
Didn't I tell you? He said it. This is the end.
Now then.
Let's get this trial started.
Viva killing!
This is the last class trial. Let's show some enthusiasm and kill each other.
Oh boy. This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. That current is about to rise. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. He came across as very sociable. But his true nature held such a demented thought process that was nothing like his outward appearance. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for a powerful hope that can overcome any despair. He said he would even help despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said he'd become a stepping stone for hope. Like, Nagito, like, the entire time was like essentially Makoto in Danganronpa 1, but basically the opposite. I mean, he is voiced by the same voice actor as Makoto, but like, yeah, just like, you know, he's doing this to the far extreme. He's not like just doing this for like hope. He's doing it to like prove, like to absolutely prove, like, hey, hope is here. I will do evil things for hope. Essentially, I will do bad things for hope. I will kill for hope. I will, do terroristic things for hope. All this stuff in the name of hope. Whereas Makoto wouldn't be doing that. He would try to find, the safe way to do all these stuff, His way of thinking was completely screwed up. But there were also times he saved us too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. And I have no idea at all who did it, but there's no way we can end this without knowing. We will be consumed by despair. That's why we absolutely have to find out. The person who finished off Nagito. The killer who murdered Nagito. In order to return from this despair alive, we need to reach the truth. And if Monokuma says this really is the last class trial, that's all the more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. Alright, let's get our save on. And let's set our skills. So we got 11 to use. Okay, so can't combine that with attentive. So move that, get that. Do we have anything new? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, I think the the envious is got from Sonia, right? Let me just, make sure. Yeah. It kind of sucks that, when you're playing through the main game, you really can't get everyone, Like, just like so far, like, we only got 3 out of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 other students. And we were able to just get like 2 more. I mean, we were missing 1 for Nagito while we were in the fun house. So we got 3 extra, no, 4. Wait, what? I can't count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra hangouts. So I could have maxed out 1 other person here. Okay. So instead of wasting time on, Peko, Ibuki, and Mikon, and Nagito, I could have, focused it on, Fuyuhiko. But, well, can't really do much. So, we already set the skills. So, Nagito was brutally murdered. His unpredictable death has left a looming shadow of mystery in the hearts of Hajime and the others. Who is the traitor? What was the clue Nagito left? Will they be able to see the light within the darkness? Between hope and despair? Well, let's do it.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit?
Really staying silent, huh? Also not being strung up. Hey, bro, really had to do this? Not saying a word, huh?
One more time!
You're not getting to her, Monokuma.
Jeez! How about this one?
And I had to go with the Fist and North Star reference, huh? And
This will
JoJo.
be my final blow!
Nothing. You're beating her up, but hey, she's being strong-willed and vigilant.
It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monomi. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who was attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid! There's no way in hell I'm the traitor!
That's what a traitor would say.
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito. I was about to say the killer who killed Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person, or are they different? Make your argument. Okay, so which one of these are gonna be the ones we gotta look at?
Killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place.
This.
If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence.
This.
There's no way I'd torture someone.
I mean, you're a Yakuza. Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? No. Were the wounds on Nagito's body really caused by torture in the first place?
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm
Okay,
telling you, they
so-
were torturing him.
The reason
Torturing?
Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place.
No.
If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was
No.
Fuyuhiko.
Like,
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Okay,
Killer
so
didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were
let's go with check out Monokuma's account. What did he say? Monokuma knew all along that the bombs were fake. However, he never apparently revealed that fact to anyone.
torturing him.
Okay. Then the torture wounds. His thighs were covered with a lot of stab wounds.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
The Monokuma plushie. That thing is just I don't think this is gonna be needed.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way
I feel like we have to agree on him with something. Because we were there before, right? We were there at the factory and it wasn't there before. It was only after Nagito said that he moved it that we found it. So it can't be that.
torture someone.
The torture room doesn't make any sense. Why do the like? I'm really thinking about it. Like, it's not. How do I explain this? Like, Fuyuhiko found it because we all split up to search for the bombs. And we only searched it because Nagito said that he moved the bombs after we went looking for him and we caught up with him the night before, right? And then it was literally the day before, or 2 days before, I don't remember which, that Sonia, saw, the truck full of the bombs, which are now fireworks. She tried it out and found out that they were really fireworks and not really bombs. So, yeah, this part is the one that's most annoying to me, because, like, the plushie isn't gonna add anything to it. Hey, do we have Fuyuhiko's account? No, we don't have Fuyuhiko's account. But, like, we have to agree with something. Nothing that was added to the duct tape. Okay, Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, however, the blood that was splattered, okay. So, this tells us that he had the tape on before all the blood splatters was on his face. And that, with it was in the tape that shows that he was screaming with the duct tape on his mouth. So, and that would imply, he was being tortured and couldn't yell out. So,
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
So,
I'm telling you, they were
duct tape.
torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer
So-
tortured Nagito.
This,
No, that's wrong.
yeah.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was yelling the entire time while he was presumably tortured. If it wasn't on his face, then there would be blood there. But it's not. There was no blood on his mouth. So he was being tortured while, being stabbed and all that. But, what the killer could have done is, put tape on, stab, remove the tape, say, oh, are you gonna say anything? Oh, no? Okay. Put tape back on, stab. Wanna say something again? No? Okay. Stab, until he eventually died,
If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared. Ah, I just realized it. It's a trap.
How?
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
What trap? Stupid? Okay, wait, we're just jumping into this right now? Oh, okay.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that
Yeah.
was the trap. They wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
I mean, like I said, stab, remove the tape, want to talk? No? Tape up again, stab, remove tape again, want to talk? And onward and onward,
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagi and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut.
It has a lot of crinkles on it. Survival knife.
Whew, that was close, you guys. Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
We are going near. They taped Nagito's mouth after getting information from him. True, that sounds reasonable. That clearly contradicts the truth. If you listened to me earlier until the very end, I'm gonna have to go to the trouble of repeating myself.
Pay attention. This is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagi and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed...
Torture wounds.
him,
Burned
they
rope.
duct taped his mouth shut.
Survival knife. Duct
Whew,
tape.
that was close, you guys. Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap. Pay attention.
Yeah,
This is
so
how it went down.
we have to use the
First,
duct tape
the killer
again,
tortured
right?
Nagi and got information about the bomb's location.
Why we have to
Then,
tape
after
up
they
his
killed
mouth
him-
again?
They duct taped his mouth. Whew, that was close,
Oh, no.
you guys. Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
Okay, so it's not. Oh wait, I have to press triangle.
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagi and got him. Then,
Oh
after
no,
they killed him,
no.
Allow me to cut
There we
through
go.
those words.
There we go.
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
what did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Are you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds.
Do we know that though? I mean, it literally could have been, you know, oh, from the stab wound by the spear, and it just splattered up. Or it could have been, you know, the slicing of the on the thighs, and that could have, you know, splattered up to his face. We don't know that.
Which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so he wouldn't be able to scream.
Yeah, most likely.
Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
I mean, the point of torture is to torture. It doesn't matter how hard you're dealing it.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
That might be the case.
If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that?
The killer?
When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect. Alrighty then, let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Simp. He's such a simp.
Damn right it is!
The reason for the fire, huh? They're right. We need to clear that up first. Okay, so the cause of the fire. Let's see what people have to say
The direct
first.
cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
Yep.
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Bruh, why using ellipses?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
No.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter,
Oh,
it can
really?
stand upright while the
Really?
flame is lit.
If they tipped over the
God,
lighter
it
in some
does
way,
this. Are you
could've ignited
serious?
the curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Not sound
Perhaps
waves.
opening the door caused
Yeah.
intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter.
No. This kind of setup was used so the fire. So what could it be?
The direct
Well,
cause
panels.
of the fire was
It's the panels.
the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. and lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
That's a horrible
Some
thing.
kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
I think I missed
If
with
they
the last
tipped over
one
the
there.
lighter in some way,
Oh, this is
it could've
oh
ignited
oh
the
that's
curtain.
messed up. Oh come on.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it.
Or perhaps opening the door caused intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter.
Yeah, I'm just doing one more time because
The direct cause
That's
of
messed
the
up,
oil
you
lighter
know?
found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
freaking
Some kind of
ellipses
setup?
just there. Why? Why is that a thing?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
Okay, come on.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way,
Come on.
it could have ignited the curtain.
Oh, that's just messed up. That's messed up.
Some way?
Come on,
Maybe
one
they
more
used
time,
should've
one
been
more
waiting.
time.
Perhaps intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter.
The direct cause of the oil lighter found at
The killer used some. He lit the curtain on fire.
Like I
Some
think
kind
we
of
have
setup?
like
Did
the
they use the
max
oil as an-
time
They
to
probably
like
just threw
slow
the light. Based on
down.
the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it
There
could
we
have
go.
ignited the curtain.
Oh god, that's
Some way.
bad. Okay,
Maybe
so the
they used
Monokuma
invisible thread.
panels we have to
Should have been a way to
use.
tip it over with sound
Okay,
waves.
no, not sound
Or
waves.
perhaps opening the door caused.
There we go.
I agree with that.
Opening the door with the Monokuma panels behind the door. When we open it up, cause them all to tip, cause a
I
fire.
also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second. And from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
But it was dark, so we couldn't see it happen.
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse.
Yep.
So we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Music. The killer did one thing to hide the domino effect, and one was give me the music. MP3.
I see!
There we go.
You're talking about the MP3 player, right? That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because of our eyes were still used to the bright sunlight outside. And that darkness, a loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume. Yep. There it goes.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse. The inside of the warehouse felt even darker because of our eyes were still used to the bright sunlight outside. And that darkness, a loud hymnal blared throughout the warehouse at full volume. Yep. There it goes.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
Yep, so get open the door because the panels were, I would guess, underneath the door. So once the door was pushed open, they all start falling.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter.
Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
That door was the only entrance to the warehouse. I see. So the problem Chiaki was talking about is, the killer wouldn't have
I
left.
see. If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that mean they were hiding inside?
But who else? If everyone that we know was outside by the time that Akane opened the door, who else would be inside then?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Yeah.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
Huh?
You don't mean...
But if that's true, this murder...
Hajime? What do you mean?
The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse. There's only one person who could have done that. The only one person who could have set up the panels inside the warehouse. It's Nagito himself.
This is my answer. What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim, and he was the perpetrator too. Maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid. His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget? Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
I mean, maybe.
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember?
You think he can't tie himself up?
Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
What?
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
I mean, look at the body. I mean, you can't really get the full scope of it. I mean, yeah, you can't really tell. I mean, but like, one of his arms was free, and there's a robe that was burnt off. I mean, who knows? Like he said, it seems impossible if you think about it, but I feel like I'm overlooking something. What are we overlooking then? Make your argument. Okay.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Have we tried though?
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Excuse me?
Dirty joke! Is
Wait,
that
what?
a dirty joke?
Take off. Our assumption that Nagito committed suicide is correct. Nagito should have tied himself too. That's okay, right?
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Take
Dirty
off.
joke! Is that a dirty joke?
That makes no sense. If our assumptions none, he'll tie himself too. So I'm thinking it is the burnt rope, right?
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
Hey, look, let me just check the burnt rope. Nagito's right sleeve still looks clean.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth?
I'm thinking we might have to
Or
use
if
it
you use your
on
front
the use it
Dirty
by
joke!
yourself
Is that a
kind of
dirty
thing.
joke?
To actually
It-
tie
it
up your
has-
own arms and legs. That's obviously
It
impossible.
has to be the burnt rope, right?
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth?
Dang it. I missed it. Okay.
Or if you use
Yeah,
your
gotta try that
Joke!
again.
Is that a dirty joke?
Yeah, I think it has to be
To actually tie
has
up
to be
your own
the
arms and
teeth.
legs. That's obviously impossible.
tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
No? Like I was pointing to the well, like using it like, okay, he just tied part of it to himself. He burnt the end. Okay, it's not that. It's not that. Okay. So, what can we do then?
Crap!
Okay. So then, how? Like, it has to be the burnt robe.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's
Is-
obviously
oh, come on.
impossible.
Tying just the legs is one thing. Tying
Because,
both
like,
arms
the
would
burn
be
rope
much.
is
It'd be
on the
impossible if you were by
arm,
yourself.
How about if you
right?
use your teeth?
So
Or
just
if you use your
use
front
that.
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
To actually tie up your own arm. No, that's
Yeah,
wrong.
it's that. Like, it was either that or, you know, by yourself kind of thing.
Hold on a sec. Isn't that premise flawed?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were.
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms.
Yeah, because one of his
The
arm
rope
was
on his
free.
right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
Where's the other end of the rope, huh?
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
Proof that the burnt rope on Nagito's right arm is a trap is his sleeve.
I see.
Take a close look at his right sleeve. Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree? A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural. That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
Alright, bet.
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
Hey, she's the one. It's her body, her choice.
That's definitely wrong.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
That's not what I meant. I'm talking about Nagito. I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know?
But when was it stabbed?
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand.
Ah, that much is obvious.
Hajime, you tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
You never got one to begin with. Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back? What the heck?
Hold on. There should be a way.
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
A way to stab yourself in your right hand using only your right hand. It's okay. There's definitely an answer for this. I think I know what it was. Yeah. If it shows up. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If you
With his
threw
right
the knife
hand.
into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow? And slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
Give me that, that Benjamin. If Naruto could use only his right hand to stab himself in the palm, then how did he do it? It's gotta be
Even
with the
if
plushie.
Nagito's right hand was free.
That's
How
the
could
only
he
thing
stab his
that,
right hand
hey,
with
there's a
his
hole
right
in
hand?
it. Why does it have a hole in
Threw
it?
the knife into the air
Could be that he
and
held
let
it,
the knife fall.
he had the knife
Could he stab
in
his
the
hand that
plushie,
way?
and then stab himself in it
Is he a
with it.
throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
There we
I
go.
agree with that. The life-sized Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach. He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it. If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean a doll whose hair grows too long?
After stabbing his hand, He no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem.
And that is?
The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
I mean, that's not what your mom said, oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Bro.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Say it one more time. I need you recorded. For reasons.
Hey, bastard, you better cut it out!
Like she said, in that condition, it's very difficult to stab yourself with a spear. It'd be hard to use a spear with a knife stabbed into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
So you're saying it's impossible?
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
I also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that.
You say you can't believe it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same goes for this time, too.
You just shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with everyone. If you even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
Monomi sassing me.
Good.
But it's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far, so... This might also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Of course that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
True. True. Two different words with two completely different meanings. Huh?
I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
What kind of way?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together.
I got an idea.
That's how. We made it this far up till now.
Everyone, working together.
She's right. We made it through several up till now by doing that. Then, even now.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
Hey guys, this episode is sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a clean energy drink that's made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or inks like other energy drinks. I just got myself the Dubby sample pack, which comes with this little tumbler, and also comes with 4 flavor packs. Got the Peach and Beach, or Beach and Peach. Comes with the Dub Squat Sludge. My bad, Sludge. I'm reading it backwards. Then we got the Dragonade. I should probably look at it first, then do a thing. And then the Galaxy Grenade. So we're gonna try one of these today, and I'll tell you how I honestly think about it. All right, let's try one of these out. Let's go with Peach and Peach. Let's try this out. All right, so currently right now we have the Peach and Beach. It's a mango white peach cooler. So we're gonna try out. Smell first. Okay, it smells pretty good. I will say it smells better than the last one I tried, but previous one was still good. But time for the taste test. Let's go. Yeah, that's good. That is. Okay, of course, there's gonna be like a little powdery, but overall, like the taste is pretty good. I do like this Peach and Beach. Not bad flavor, not bad flavor at all. I might get the full tub. Might have to get the full tub of this. It's not bad at all. If you guys want to try out the samples shaker yourself or buy any of the products on Dubby, make sure to use my coupon code PowerJ at checkout to save 10% on your order. So again, that's PowerJ at checkout for 10% off your order. Now, back to the video.
So how did Nagito use his spear to kill himself? Alright, let's see here.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through.
It's very touching.
When the spear stabbed
Nagito,
his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand.
Blood on left hand. What is that again? Oh yeah, that has to be it. It was splattered on the palm of Nagito's left hand. For some reason, the splatter cuts off in the middle of his palm. And also, the back of his left hand is has an unnaturally blood stain that's only above the middle joints of his fingers.
If that's the case, the only other way is...
He used his teeth? Or maybe he used his front tail?
What's up with the front
have
tail?
Tails that get hard when they're grabbed.
What are you saying?
Same. A blushing Miss Sonia is freaking awesome!
Nagito committed suicide. They must have used that spear to stab himself. Even if his arms and legs were tied up, there's no doubt he used some part of his body. The only thing he could have used is...
How did Nagito stab himself
So
with
it has
a
to be the
spear?
blood on his left hand.
Let's work together and think this through. When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand. If that's the case, the
dang.
only other way is...
He used his teeth?
Or maybe he used his front tail.
I know guys have tails that get hard when they're grabbed.
What are you...
A blushing Miss Sonia is freaking awesome!
Okay, so it has to be that.
How did Nagito stab him? Let's work together and think this through. When the spear stabbed
One,
Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left...
But his left hand was also tied up.
Yep.
Then that rules out his left hand.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange? He only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit. If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
What was Nagito's left hand doing when the blood splattered? He was gripping it. He was gripping it hard.
When the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear!
Are they not the same?
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied-up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
That's right. That's the problem.
Hey, Chiaki, what do you think? Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle, just like fixing an old TV.
Oh, I got it. Maybe.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear, I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
Which section of the spear was he holding on to? Oh man, he's holding on to that shaft. Oh man. No, it's the cord.
That's it. Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki? I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
Nagito was gripping the cord extending from the butt of the spear with his left hand. But from there, how would he stab himself in the stomach with the spear? I mean, Chiaki noticed it, so I wonder why she isn't saying it.
It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
At a time like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
That's a long plan name.
One step at a time? What does that mean?
Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
Nagito was facing up, where the spear was stabbed through his stomach. So if it's just before that, that's it. Could it be? Stayed the spear, and the fact that Nagito was holding the tip of the cord attachment. If I put those together and think about it, I should be able to figure out where the spear was and what state it was in before it stabbed Nagito. Logic dive. Alright, so we saw this when Chiaki pointed out it was hanging from the top. Oh. And when it fell, when Nagito let go, the blood splattered, went up on the roof, and hey, stabbed him. Oop. Man, I keep failing at this. Oh, come on. I gotta pick a lane. I can't be in the middle. Okay, here we go. Question 1. Where was the spear before it impaled Nagito? It was above Nagito. Because it can't be in his hand. Can't be below him. It was in his hand. Oh. Okay, new obstacles implemented this late in the game, huh? Or it might be, you know, in the difficulty settings. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, come on. And keep getting hurt. Question 2. Besides the spear, what else was above Nagito? It was the ceiling girder. That's the only thing above him, you know, besides the roof. So the cord was wrapped around the girder. Oop. And yep. Ooh. Oh, come on. So it was wrapped around the girder. And just gotta be careful. So when he's holding on the ground, it's lifted up in the air. When he let it go, it fell down. What item connects both the spear and the ceiling girder? It's the spear cord. Wait. What connects both the spear and the ceiling's girder? Is the now this part is gonna be the one that gets me. It's either the rope in Nagito's left hand or the yeah, it's a spear cord. I was like, what is the spear cord and the rope not the same thing? Oh, I'm feeling so hard on this one. Oh, it took so much damage. Yeah, it's the spear cord. I was like thinking like it's the same thing, right? There we go. Okay, so the spear was above Nagito and on the ceiling girder connected by the spear cord.
It's all coming together. The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before that.
Perpendicular? In the middle of the air?
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
ESP?
That'd be awesome, but he probably used the ceiling girder directly above him.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder and using that as a support. He hoisted the spear directly above him. And if Nagito let go of the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder. It probably got smeared there during the setup.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
Then, this is for real? He really committed suicide? Every single wound on his body. That was all him?
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear? That spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
I mean, it's pretty impressive, don't you think? Huh. Was able to do that. Just holding the spear, like it'll take some, I'm not sure how heavy that spear is, but like it must take him he must have some good grip strength.
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth too?
I mean, yeah, he has to.
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far?
I mean, yeah, I got one. Like, why would he do that?
That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
He was probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer. His goal was to get us all executed.
And that's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
Did he want us to die that bad?
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
Jeez. I was starting to feel a little sympathetic towards him. How stupid of me. I completely underestimated his capacity for malice. A mind-boggling malice that threatens us even after he's died. That's the form that's the form his malice took. I'd forgotten all about it until now. If he was here now, he'd probably be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
Oh, man. Oh, here you go.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right? Right?
What? You're not satisfied yet?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense. It's probably just my imagination.
Why? I mean, I still don't understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume that Nagito committed suicide, but why do I feel so uneasy about it? Is it because we don't know who the traitor is? Or...
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
Is it?
What do you think, Akane?
Well, There's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
But most of the time it's been right, right?
You're right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh? That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right? It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
Then it's okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer? Understood. Then voting time.
No, hold on a sec.
Jimmy?
Hold on. Why?
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is.
Huh?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But
what? What we're trying to find out here?
I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
The mystery of what?
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
Something relates to Nagito's death, and something that even he couldn't have messed with.
You're gonna keep going? Here I thought we were finally finished.
Something related to Nagito's death. Oh no! Oh, didn't. Oh,
Is it about the Monokuma?
I didn't realize it was. I was trying to hit back and accidentally press triangle, and we accidentally got it. I was gonna say, something related to Nagito's death, a piece of evidence that even he couldn't mess with.
File?
Yeah, that's it.
Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
Yeah. It always says, or at least Monokuma always hides something about the person's death or always withdrew information about the death from the file. Like we had one where didn't say what time, Nekomar died. Didn't say, what was like when or like the way, was it the way that Ibuki and no, it did say how Ibuki and Hyoko died, but I think it didn't say when it was as well. But with this Monokuma file, it didn't say what killed him. Yep. The certain time date is to be noon sharp. Oh. Trying to show the back screen. So it says, not only there's a spear in stomach, there's multiple stab wounds. Furthermore, there's laceration. But doesn't say what killed him. The suspicious part of the Monokuma file that Chiaki is worried about is, what is it? What's hidden in the Monokuma file? Is it the death? Is it... or... God, there's a whole bunch of... Oh god. Oh god. What? Whoa, oh god. Oh god. Okay, so is no. Okay. Eat no. Okay. Yeah, cause of death. Cause of death. CA. Need a U. Oh, give me the E there. Okay, there's too many. There's too many things here. I need, oh god. Where's A? How am I supposed to keep track of everything here? This is literally impossible. Cause of death. There we go.
I got it.
Too many on screen. What the heck, game?
In this particular case's Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
Not only is there a spear stabbed in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds on each of his thighs. Furthermore, laceration on his left arm and a knife impaled through his right hand.
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always specified the cause of death.
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not?
Then why wasn't it included?
The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was the cause of death.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe it's not included if it's not important enough to write about.
I mean, we can always ask Monokuma. Why wasn't it included?
Well, Monokuma,
I plead the fifth!
There he goes again! I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
You could say something about this.
Even during Gundam's case, and before during Mikan's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case.
Yep.
Are you saying that applies this time too?
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death? Are you suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but it's not just a suicide. Come to think of it, did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
are you sticking up for him?
That's not what I meant. I mean it in a bad sense.
Bad sense?
I just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me. For example, would that malice just end here?
Huh?
Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a truth we'd reach this easily? I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
How interesting! You sure do believe in Nagito, huh? Because you believe in his malice, you continue to suspect his malice. I see. I guess that's what passes for friendship these days.
What friendship?
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed with the vote? I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied, even if it's just to be safe.
You're right. We only get one chance to vote after all.
Just to be safe, huh? Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along with it.
This is friggin' annoying. But if you guys say you're doing it, there's no way I'm gonna back out.
Hey, Monokuma, you heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait!
We've come this far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right. That's what I believe.
Aww. Splendid. You guys are so splendid right now. That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you, huh? Now that I think about it, Nagito said the same thing. Did he? The absolute hope that can overcome any despair. He said he was yearning for that. Then, the situation we're in might be the thing that Nagito wanted all along. No, never mind. I'm probably overthinking.